Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Doja here, back to more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and yes, the Daima character pack trailer has come out, but everyone's been wondering, what do these attacks do? We need an explanation. We finally know, because when the trailer came out, the scans came out, and with the scans we could do a little translation to figure out what all the moves do, and some of these are very surprising, especially what Super Saiyan 4 Goku has to offer. Oh yes, and please let me know in the comment section down below, who are you going to be putting these moves on? Name your race or your character. Just let me know which character you're putting on. Are you going to be canon and put them on a Saiyan, maybe a Super Saiyan 4 character? Or are you going to put it on a Namekian or a Frieza or a female Saiyan? Because these moves have a ton of variety and a lot of potential. Now let's go over Vegeta's moves as fast as we can. Remember, these are rough translations. We're not going to get true, pure translations until much later. Probably after the DLC releases at this rate, because the DLC comes out in like 2 days. So without further ado, let's get into this. Vegeta's first move, Burn Blast. We did see this one earlier before. He seems to surround himself with aura, and if the aura hits the target, then he follows up with extra Ki Blast. So basically explosive wave, but if it comes into contact with the enemy, he does a follow-up attack where he follows up with something like consecutive energy wave volley. 2 attacks in one, pretty cool and very Vegeta-like, to be honest. We have to have one Vegeta's technique super attack every time a Vegeta character drops. The second move is the Force Edge move, the DMC reference move. You swing your leg with, a big kick, and if it hits the enemy, it releases a shockwave, and then you follow up into the down kick. I think this is a reference to, obviously, the big kick that he did to King Goma, where he knocked him back with an S-slash, and then he just dived down into his stomach, basically. In fact, you can even see in the trailer, he does the S-slash kick, and there's a few frames of seeing him do the vanish for the follow-up, so we know this move does actually work, like Divine Retribution, Dragon Blitz, several other combo supers in the game that involve using a single input, and then teleporting the rest. So I assume, just like Raid Blast, you can probably just start with the second kick right away. Let's say the enemy's in a knockback and they're way too damn far away, and you just want to get the second hits out. That's probably where you would do it. And I must say, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's hair looks crazy when you can see it from this angle, right? That's a very tall hair spike. Oh, when you can actually see Vegeta here, he has a passive somewhere here. Evolved into Power Recovery Super Saiyan 3. Take advantage of the many skills. Okay, so when they say Power Recovery, they mean that in Super Saiyan 3, all of his skills are stronger, but he also seems to recover quicker. They say many of his skills at speed which he recovers you can enjoy. There's something about his skills are really quick, or he just has fast recovery. We know Goku has some weird mechanic where taking damage or deflecting attacks makes him stronger. So Vegeta has something similar here as well. And yeah, it seems like with Force Edge again, you can either do a long-range kick or a close-range attack. So it's kind of like Raid Blast or a few of the other moves where you can go for a long-range version or a close-range version. Maybe like Divine Retribution or Dragon Blitz, you can do both if you want, but we'll have to wait and see when the DLC actually releases. And the last move is Final Flash SSJ3 Daima. This is not the regular Final Flash, it's actually a stronger version. You fire a powerful Ki Blast at the opponent, and if you have a certain amount of Ki remaining, when it hits, you'll use up all of your Ki to strengthen the blast and deal extra damage. I don't know why it says dog there. Maybe that's a rough translation for God's damage, but yeah, it does specifically say that you can use up all of your strength, your skill, your Ki to go all in on the Final Flash. So this is basically like Revenge Death Ball, Power Rush, etc. So Vegeta finally has a move where he dumps all of his Ki into it. I think that's pretty fitting, considering this guy is always nuking himself for Final Explosion, or just doing another ginormous energy beam that makes him very tired by the end of it. Is Vegeta the first character in the game to own 2 one-shot attacks? Like, you can put someone other custom character, sure, but Vegeta has Final Explosion, and now this. So he has Final Explosion and a one-shot Final Flash now. That is nuts. I know that's going to go ham on Ki Blasters. So that's all of Vegeta's moves, and now we're going to move on to all of Goku's moves. Now, Goku has a lot more, despite only having the same 2 super attacks and 1 unique ultimate attack. So Goku's special move, this one is the Heat Haze one. So if he charges forward while blasting away energy blasts, if you hold it down, he'll then follow up and break the opponent. It seems like with this move, it doesn't look like he shoots any Ki Blast. I think what they mean is that you charge up a strong, amount of energy or Ki, and when you hold down the button, Goku obviously, heads towards his opponent, and he hits them. Now, they do say break your opponent, so this might specifically be translating the word Stamina Break or God Break. So this might be another God Break move, and it looks like it is a Super Saiyan 4 version of Super God Fist. Finally, I feel like we've been memeing that for quite a bit, but they actually did eventually add a Super Saiyan 4 version of Super God Fist. Now we have the Super Saiyan version, which is God Fist, Savage Strike, which is the Super Saiyan Blue version, and finally the SSJ4 version. This will most likely, and the rest of his moves, this will all most likely also get added to custom Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So anything that happens to this guy, and Vegeta, keep in mind, they're buffs to their custom variants, and that's very cool. His second move, which is Enraged. Now, this move is extremely cool. It's a technique that knocks down an opponent with a heavy blow, and if you hold the button to prepare it, you receive an attack that's doing even more damage. So, Enraged, basically, you see it in the trailer, Goku charges up his punch a little bit, and then when you release it at the right time or when it's fully charged, or while you're taking attacks because it's an armor move, it does even more damage countering. So this is really good if someone's just trying to rush you down with like, you know, a move that has like high priority, but it's really hard to avoid. You don't have to dodge the move anymore. You could just take the hit and slam them back. You know, kind of like Broly's gigantic charge move. Any move is super armor, to be honest. So this move is going to get used a lot because it's just a massive power-up attack that gets way stronger if the enemy makes contact with you. And now with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, they also have something here that says he has skills to charge forward while deflecting. So that's what Heat Hazer does. Heat Haze charges forward, and when they say blasting away energy blasts, they mean it deflects energy blasts. And this move, I believe, yes, deflecting energy blasts improves the performance of the attack. So you obviously want to use this when a key blast is coming away. I don't know if this means key cancels and key stuns as well. If it does, this move already has the potential to be one of the better moves in the game. Any move that beats key cancels and key stuns is automatically like a top 10 move in the game immediately. So yeah, the description here definitely says for Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you should play him in a way where you are constantly receiving attacks because it creates opportunities for you. You either power yourself up by, you know, deflecting energy blast moves, or power yourself up by deflecting melee moves. So he's got two strong counters, which is very fitting because that's kind of the way he fought in the Daima anime, although we didn't get the counter Kamehameha, which is extremely tragic. I wonder if that'll be referenced with a Super Soul or if it'll get added in the Future Saga DLC pack 3 and 4, because keep in mind, Future Saga DLC packs, they are running out of characters to add. I wouldn't be shocked if they added SSJ4 Daima Mini to the game, just so we can have all of the moves that he's missing. And finally, Goku's ultimate attack, Super Kamehameha, Daima SSJ4. He uses a ginormous Kamehameha that if you hold down the button, use extra power to do even more damage. Keep in mind, this doesn't use all of your ki like Final Flash. So Final Flash is definitely probably the stronger of the two moves, especially when you have higher ki. So if you have a lower ki build, this move is better. If you have a much higher ki build, then Final Flash is the better move. But I'm probably still going to use this one because it just looks cool as hell. And there is all of Goku and Vegeta's super and ultimate attacks in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2's Daima character pack. Now, obviously, for custom characters, these would have, like, infinitely more potential. Vegeta's Ki Blast moves especially would go insanely hard on female Earthlings and female Saiyans. If any of you still play female Saiyans, let me know in the comment section down below, because as sad as it might be for us right now, you are probably one-shotting people if you can get hits on them. Because Vegeta's counter attack, I'm not going to call it a counter attack, it's not really a counter, but let's be real. This is an explosive wave move that follows up into a guaranteed second super attack. If the enemy vanishes, if the enemy makes any wrong moves at proximity that's close enough where the explosive wave hits them, that's a free hit. Think of the amount of times you can land Mighty Ki Explosion, Regular Ki Explosion, Psycho Barrier, any of these moves, Bojack's Barrier's move as well. Any of these AoE super attack moves, imagine if you had a follow-up Ki Blast attack at the end of it. That's what this move is, and that's crazy. This is going to be absolutely broken on Ki Blast super attack users in Xenoverse 2, 100%. With the melee super attack, we have to obviously wait to see, because melee supers are, it's so hard to tell if they're OP by just looking at still images of them. We have to wait to see if that one's going to be more usable. But Final Flash, hell yeah. Now, for once, this is one of the faster moves in the game that actually uses up all of your ki. Let's be real, Final Flash in this game is not slow. It's a really quick move. The beam for Final Flash especially is actually faster than the beam for Super Kamehameha. So at certain ranges, Final Flash itself is a fast ultimate attack with Super Kamehameha. So, what I'm saying is a buffed version of Final Flash that works exactly like Revenge Death Ball, but doesn't have the slowness of Revenge Death Ball, or the amount of preparation that Power Rush needs, or the amount of demanding, like, amount of ki and luck that Godly Display needs. Final Flash might be one of the new best, like, all or nothing ultimate attacks in the game. I'm very, very waiting to see how this move turns out, because this might potentially be like new strongest ultimate attack in the game. And as for Goku, Strike players are going to be eating very well of Goku's moveset, so that's male Earthlings, male Saiyans, and yes, even you max weight Namekians. Now let's be real, everyone's building their Saiyan into basic attack. Your Saiyan is thick as hell already, which means you're going to do way more strike damage than you know, obviously think you do. And especially because when this DLC drops, they might actually raise the level cap to 180. They could be saving that for Future Saga Pack 3. Keep in mind, the Future Saga Packs were originally the ones that were raising the level cap. So they might not do it this DLC, but regardless, this is going to benefit you a lot if you're a Saiyan, Earthling, or a Namekian. Frieza's too, to be honest, and oh my god, female margins of this are going to be so gross. Could you imagine a female margin buffing their strike even further beyond its... Oh my... that's going to be gross. Having a Ki Blast counter and a melee counter move that are both strike attacks is really good. It doesn't even seem like they're slow moves at all from the trailer as well. They look decently quick. I'm not sure if they're fast enough to catch someone when they're vanishing all the time, but this is a really good super attack counter. If you see anyone going for something like Sneaky Strike or any of those really OP like strike supers you see people going for that have like kind of some tell when they're coming out, so you can react to them and punish them accordingly. Counters is a good example of that, right? If you see someone go for something like Ultra Instinct Goku's counter or Super Strong God Flash, if you're fast enough or if the connection allows you, you can then use the Enraged Super Saiyan 4 Wrathful counter, and that would do an insane amount of damage, especially if you're clapping back on an enemy's counter attack. Now, we know there's a lot of obviously OP Ki Blasts in the game. I'm not sure how good the energy deflection of the, Heat Haze is going to be, but I'm hoping it's at least fast enough to beat moves like Death Beam out. If it doesn't beat Ki Cancels, that would suck, but oh well. But at least lets it beat out other quick moves like Death Beam, Super Ghost, Kamikaze Attack, all of these Ki Blast moves you see people usually throw out in neutral to try and get an edge on you, you know? And obviously the Super Kamehameha is a Ki Blaster move. That's not going to benefit Strike players much at all, but regardless, it's still a very convenient move to just dump all of your Ki into, or again, most of your Ki into. We don't know how much this is going to do when this move actually, until it releases, but we know it's obviously another one of those, put more Ki into it to make it stronger moves, and those are always just strong in general. And I do believe that is a solid place to end the video, lads. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know again, what's your favorite super attack out of the list here? I'm going to be honest, the two ones I'm most hyped for is Vegeta's Barrier into the Ki Blast, because that looks like it's going to just be really good in this game. And Goku's Super Kamehameha, because again, I love Kamehameha, one of my favorite moves in the game, and the startup animation for it is absolutely beautiful. So I think that's a great place to end it. I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, it's a greatly support the channel. Leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, and I'll see you all next time, fellas. That'll be all. Take care and peace.